Hey guys, Ultimate Deadboy here. Sorry for the camera movements. My phone is on a metal, cell phone holder that is really crappy. So today's video we're talking about Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire. Now I know there's thousands, if not millions, of videos going off of this movie on how it's the worst Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie ever, blah 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 blah. I'm one of those people who actually does like Spider-Man 3 and think it is a good movie, with the exception of a few things such as Venom. However, there's a fan theory that I came up with, and I don't see many people talking about it because obviously it came from my head. But if people are, because I still see people theorizing on some of the choices that they made in this movie, and I came up with one, and I think it's actually a very vital and possibly very, possible solution to a plot hole that they did do in Spider-Man 3. And that is, how did Harry Osborn get the Green Goblin serum, but not the split personality, like his father did in the first Spider-Man movie? And I've got a fan theory on that, and I think it's actually very viable to it, because the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. Just bear with me on this. In that first movie, when Norman Osborn was getting the Green Goblin serum, the other guy vented the chamber way too early, because he saw that Norman's vitals were, dead. But I believe he vented that chamber too early, and if he hadn't done that, then maybe it would have been a success. Because then you go and watch Spider-Man 3, and when Harry walks out of the chamber, there is still green smoke covering that entire room, which means that he let that process complete the entire whatever it was supposed to do, which also most likely means that since Harry Osborn did gas himself with that serum, he probably, just like his dad, did die for a moment, but then came back and was, as strong as ever. And obviously, he had the strength, he had the agility, he had, all the stuff that came with the Green Goblin, except for that split personality. And my theory is that doctor vented that chamber way too early, and that's what gave Norman Osborn that goblin-like persona. I believe that if they didn't do that, then maybe the serum would have worked and Norman Osborn would have been just fine. But then you wouldn't have Willem Dafoe as God-tier level Green Goblin. But that's just my fan theory about that. Again, the more I think about it, the more it makes sense, because Harry Osborn obviously did not have anybody else help him get that serum in the third movie. There are no scientists in that lab that he does when he does that. And if you pay attention, on the floor there is still a bunch of green smoke from what's left of the serum being dispersed in the air. So, but in the first Spider-Man movie, that doctor vents out, or the scientist or whatever vents out that chamber as soon as something starts to go wrong, and that serum was never fully given to Norman. Yes, it was, but at the same time, I guess it didn't reach its full it didn't reach its full exposure, if that makes any sense. So because I'm just gonna say doctor because it's just easier. Because that doctor vented out that gas, it didn't give Norman the full goblin treatment. So and this is technically a fan theory on both movies if you want to get really technical, but it's more for Spider-Man 3. And again, if you watch that scene right now, I will put a link in the description below so you guys can watch that scene if I can find it. If I can find it, which I'm sure I'll be able to, then I will put that link in the description. But if you look at the chamber that Harry Osborn walks out of, there is still a bunch of that Formula fog or whatever you want to call it on the ground, which means he did not vent the chamber out. He got all the fumes and stuff that he needed from it until the process was completed, which it was not completed in Spider-Man 1. And then when he walked out, the gas just kind of went everywhere and just kind of dispersed throughout the rest of the thing. So that's my theory, okay? So I have not seen anybody else kind of theorize that, so I'm hoping it's just my idea and nobody else has actually done that or said that. But that's just my fan theory on it. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have heard something like this before, please let me know down in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys on the comment section. But like I said, I have not seen anybody really theorize it that way. I've heard some other people come up with stuff like that are completely different. But let me know what you guys think. And I will catch you guys all next time on Ultimate Deadpool. Peace out. You guys are awesome. I'll catch you guys all later. Bye.